Hello, welcome. Trying out a new format here. Got my friend Will Marshall. Hey Will, how you doing?
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me, mate.
Of course, we're gonna talk about the Apple event.
So what was today? September the 15th, 2020 is the Apple Fall event. Traditionally, when they would release iPhones or they'd announce iPhones, right? The rumors for this today point to no iPhones, but a couple of other hardware announcements.
Yeah, the music is pretty cool.
It's cool. I mean, the campus is incredible. Yeah, we got about 2 minutes in, and they've already mentioned COVID.
Let's get started with Apple Watch.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, it's the first new product, yeah?
Yeah, first new product. So this is the new Apple Watch Series 6.
Ooh, red.
Yeah, first thing you can see is red. Now, I think so. Both G and I are massive fans of red anything. And on my channel, I've spoken about. Oh my god, look at that! Look at that close encounters there. A spaceship going on.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when Apple release a red product, it is a good red, isn't it?
Like, they don't skimp on the red, right? It's always a good deep red. I'm a big fan of the anodized aluminium, not aluminum. Oh my god!
Yeah, that's cool.
The one I want to get if I was planning on getting a new iPhone, which I'm not, so I can't get one.
Yeah, is there no compatibility? Is there?
No, it's really bad. It's not even like it's just crap with other.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Right? It doesn't work with anything. You have to have an iPhone to pair with an Apple Watch. You can't even pair with an iPad. So,
although, am I right in saying both of us don't have too much of an interest in the watch stuff?
No, I think you're probably right there. Yeah, I mean, of all the Apple products, and I'm a pretty big Apple guy, I've got a fair few of the things. Headline feature for them this time, right? Having a blood oxygen level monitor in the watch. I know Samsung actually when they released their Galaxy Watch 3 a couple of weeks ago, they included a blood oxygen monitor in their watch as well. So this is Apple kind of raising their game to level with Samsung, I suppose, which is good.
Samsung are probably the only other ones who have such a massive mobile phone watch ecosystem going on.
See, I can't believe this is like a headline feature for a new product launch when they're pushing the product face, the watch faces that you can have on said watch as a key feature of the product. They're pretty customizable. It's limited in the sense that you can't download third-party ones. I don't think like you can on Android Wear or in Samsung's teasing store, but they're still a good choice. And obviously that's what they're doing here. They're expanding.
I tell you what, the Tizen store is just literally all watch faces. There's literally nothing else.
Well, I can't believe there's really much interest in. I quite like that one, like just like kind of like this colourful line. That's quite cool.
Some of these are looking cool. I don't like the face thing. I don't know what that's about.
That's Memoji, mate.
Not that. Oh, no. The other one, the one.
With... the face one with the numbers is like your eyes. That's a bit odd.
That's a bit strange.
Odd choice. A watch face with a clock on it, aren't they? Actually, do have a clock on the watch face.
We call it the Solo Loop. The Solo Loop is remarkably
I mean, some of their names are absolutely hilarious, aren't they?
They love it.
They love it, yeah. I mean,
yeah, so much in the marketing area.
There is a lot in the marketing. G and I have this constant argument. G calls Apple a marketing company.
And
I hate it. I hate it when he says it. No, they're a tech company.
A tech company second.
But they are. In my mind, they're undoubtedly a tech company first, but they can market the shit out of anything, really, can't they?
Yeah,
they can market things really well.
Very expensive wheels.
Damn right. And expensive Thunderbolt 3 cables as well, which is quite amazing. Put Pro on the end, and if people will buy anything, $130 braided USB-C cable. What's that about? Anyway, yeah, that's by the by. So yeah, I mean, it's all the same, isn't it? Apple Watch bands. Similar sort of thing, sports bands with a Nike tie-in, some leather bands.
The Nike tie-in is pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Oh, so that kind of is what we were chatting about, where someone could have a watch without a phone, but it would have to be within a family
setting. Yeah, it is interesting, but I think one of the things I'd want to do on it is have,
all
push
the
notifications
features, right?
as well, right?
You would want all,
And
yeah.
you couldn't get things like push notifications from your WhatsApp or your Telegram or whatever to your watch, could you? If I can't see how you could. One of the head VPs of Apple, he spoke to him after the last keynote in June and asked him the question. Many people want to use an Apple Watch and haven't got an iPhone. Will you allow it to be paired through an iPad? And he was like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. He used the crappy line saying, no one's ever really shown much interest in that, which I think is just nonsense. But yeah, it just seems really bizarre. I can obviously you can kind of understand why they wouldn't do it with Android, maybe, but I don't know. It's a big market to tap into, right? If you offer a compelling smartwatch,
I reckon
why not make
it? You see people with Android phones and wearing AirPods still.
Yeah.
I think that would be a combination people would want to do. Have a Pixel phone, but still have an Apple Watch because Google Wear is clunky and we haven't seen any.
Mature, right? Not a mature operating system. Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't really seen much, have we? We haven't seen Google release their own one yet.
No. Okay, we're really not good at this, Camilla. We've missed the announcement of the next big product.
What was it?
Well, it was the cheaper Apple Watch.
Oh, is that what this is now?
On building their own chips for God knows how many years now. They're getting bloody good at it. Do you really need an extra kind of like iteration of chip in an Apple Watch? I mean, what's it really going to give you?
Nah, I mean the existing watch is going to run everything. So yeah.
Well, 279. Okay. That's like 250 over here in the UK. Apple Card finance.
279 pounds.
Actually, I looked a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's I think you're right. It's pretty much like for like, isn't it, at the moment? So, no. What's that? Apple Music.
It's a good idea.
Apple TV, the game thing, arcade, and iCloud.
I haven't heard anyone talk about Apple TV in the same way they talk about Disney or Netflix, mind you.
No, it hasn't got anywhere near the content. But the family one, you can get in on the family one at that price point. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah,
you get an iCloud storage for I think it was 200 gig.
What's that?
200 gig iCloud storage.
What was the Premier one? It included Watch and what? Fitness Plus and what?
Oh, and Fitness Plus and the News. The News Plus, Apple News Plus, the subscription service. Magazines and news, isn't it?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which is to be fair, I think the more expensive. They are the expensive bits and pieces, really. Here we go. So over here, this is iPad, right?
Yeah. Do you remember? When we?
I do remember.
First bought iPad when there was nothing else.
Yeah. So G and I both had an iPad, a first gen iPad, which I think we bought probably for very different reasons. I think I bought mine just for the wow factor of it because I'd never seen anything like it before. I think G bought it for a slightly more techie application.
I remember the jailbreak community was massive.
Yeah. In the early days, they were. I remember jailbreaking an early iPhone, my early iPhone 3GS, and being able to run things like just being able to run emulators, wasn't it? And change backgrounds on the early versions of iOS that you couldn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the smart keyboard's kind of like the standard Folio.
Yeah.
I was about to say the cheaper Folio, but it's not cheap. It costs 150 quid. So it's not cheap at all. And they're awful, to be honest.
The keys are not that great on that.
Oh, I would not touch because I bought one of those or the Folio that came with the my original iPad Pro. What?
Hey, what Chromebook do you think they're talking about?
What does that mean? What does that mean? 6 times faster than what?
Top selling.
How do you compare them anyway? Because they're like, they're all running different OSs.
What do you think is the top selling Chromebook that they're comparing?
I don't even know.
It must be that Lenovo one. I mean,
it's not. It can't be because that's not been out long enough. I reckon it'll be some kind of mid-tier £400, £300 Asus, wouldn't it, or Acer Chromebook? And that's normally what it is. Actually, if you look in the small print when they quote those numbers, it's normally a benchmarking app. It's like Geekbench 5, and which is okay, fine. It's one measure, I suppose, of performance from a chip. But when you're doing it across OS like that, I mean, what does it really mean?
It's difficult. Yeah, I mean, 2 times faster than the top-selling Windows machine. Bearing in mind they're not both doing the same thing. Yeah, Will knows that I get upset on the synthetic benchmark front. Just
yeah, I mean,
throwing the
I
numbers
kinda
out
get that.
there,
I mean,
throwing these
yeah,
outlandish numbers out there.
yeah, I mean, I might be a fan of Apple's gear, and I have been over the years, but but I totally get where you're coming from when they pander those sort of figures about it. It's just useless. It's nonsense, really.
Yeah.
You know, I'm reviewing this Lenovo Chromebook Duet, which is here at the moment.
Oh yeah, I'm
Here it
looking
is.
forward to seeing
So
that actually.
so that'd be quite good fun.
I
And
will
they're all
put
kind of
a
in that
link.
price range.
I will put a link to Will's channel in the description. Just check it out.
Cheers, bro. Yeah, so and they're all kind of in that same price point. This is something to get excited about. A redesign.
Oh, it's gonna look like.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, this is what the rumours are pointing to, but it's nice to see.
That's a good move.
Oh, the colours as well. They put. Oh yeah.
No bold red.
I mean, I wish there was a product red. Why is
Could you
there a
imagine?
product red?
Is it strange? I like the
can't
green.
imagine that.
I like the green one.
Yeah, I quite do actually. The green stood out to me as well.
What do you think? 31,000 dislikes. What do you think they're on? Well, we'll talk about it afterwards. What do you think? Damn.
I think it was probably people that saw that dreadful Apple Watch commercial after they aired it and thought, no, screw this, I'm out of here. That's what we're here to do, right? Get critical, you know. All right, they have Touch ID, right?
Yeah, having a Touch ID on the side is that the first time they've done that? They've never.
It's the first time it's been on the side. Yeah, they've never done it before for an iPhone on the side. It's not the first time it's been in a power button. Someone has said that because of course they put the Touch ID on the laptops in the power button.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's the first time it's been on the side of a device like that.
We've seen lots of them. I mean, the Pixel Slate is fingerprint on the side of a power button.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a good place for it, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow,
okay. Oh, we got numbers again.
Well, that seems to have skipped, doesn't it? Because I'm pretty sure the latest Gen 1 was an A12Z, so they've skipped a gen.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm looking forward to what that brings us. If all of a sudden major applications start getting compiled in ARM, then that's pretty cool. But I'll have to see it, you know, because all this talk about Adobe doing this and that and getting developers on board, where we heard similar things before, so not from Apple.
Indeed,
like
yeah. I mean, obviously Microsoft did it, didn't they? They built their Surface X last year. That was an ARM-driven Surface, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which suffered from similar things. Obviously, the x86 emulation wasn't going to run these big, high-intensive bits of software. I guess the one thing that Apple have got is, I suppose, a lot of their line. There are things like Adobe. There are big players like Adobe. They have to get on board, obviously, but and Microsoft needs to get on board. But they make a lot of good first-party software. Things like Final Cut.
So that stuff they've obviously going to get
Logic
down.
Pro as well for the music production, and they will have that down.
Yeah, that will be on day one.
All that stuff will be in there day one, so that'll be really impressive. But as you say, the Adobe Suite is kind of key for a lot of creatives out there. So, you know, isn't DJ one of those apps that you really were keen on?
Do you know what? Talk about taking the feel away entirely. I mean, from touching vinyl to touching to screen to touching nothing.
The air.
Yeah.
That's a bit crazy.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know if that's going to catch on. And so, you know, when developers start compiling console level games to ARM, then we'll be able to see. But until then, it's really hard to have these comparisons.
Yeah. It's always a bit bizarre because Apple have been doing this for years in their keynotes. They always bring out like a photo editor or a musician or some music production, and then they bring out a games developer who goes out and sort of showcases the latest and greatest games they can put on their they can put on their devices. But again, as you say, it's all very they look great when you see them there, but as you say, it's not as if they as if they've got much to compare it to. You know, it's not really a like for like comparison to when these games are kind of built to run. I think they did just point out there that it was transitioning over to a USB-C port as well, so we're not going to have Lightning on this iPad Air. Sorry.
No, that's always a good move.
Nice.
That's a good refresh. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's by far the most exciting of the things we've seen so far. I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to appeal to a lot of people.
Definitely, yeah. And I think if you really are in the market for a tablet, these are. Okay, we keep going back to that, don't we? But if it's kind of a core tablet experience that you want, I mean, you're not going to get much better than one of these three devices, depending on your budget.
If you want apps, then you're not going to go wrong. It's pretty
I think
much
if you want apps, also if you want like a really mature touch interface, touch operating system optimized for a tablet, you aren't going to get much better than this.
No.
To be honest, I mean,
we already know the Android side is dead.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's harsh to say dead, I suppose, isn't it? But I know what you mean. It's stagnated, isn't it? There isn't.
I mean, Samsung are the only ones carrying it, aren't they?
That's right, yeah. But then you've got Chrome OS now. Say this Lenovo Duet that I'm reviewing at the moment is
I mean, when I say Android is dead, I class Chrome OS as
you mean sort of core Android tablets for sure.
Yeah.
So that's the new iPad.
Okay, so no. Okay, so that's.
Yeah, so no. One more thing. So there was no sort of a surprise announcement of an Apple Silicon Mac. Obviously, no iPhones. That was made quite clear at the start. Wicked. Well, anyway, thanks for having me. Hosting me on your channel.
Thanks,
it's been good fun going through it.
I'll put Will's channel in my description below. And take it easy. I'll catch you next time.
Take it easy, everyone. Thanks, Steve.
Cheers. Bye.